What is up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate everybody coming in. I know that we're a little early as far as my normal times that I go on, but I figured I would try something a little different today. And so I figured I would come in and hang out while I'm doing some drawing and whatnot, see what everybody's up to. And I don't know, maybe I'll show you what I'm drawing or whatever and go from there. So, Um, what's everybody up to tonight? Ground Fog, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming in. I saw you earlier. I don't know if we have encountered each other, KR4JGD, but I think you said your name was Gary. So, hi, Gary. Thanks for coming in. Mo Patty, appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Let's see here. Sergeant Maximus, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Kelly's Mishmash, appreciate you as well coming in and hanging out with me tonight. Barbie, long time no see. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Fred the Lug, appreciate you hanging out with me, Fred. We we had a long conversation earlier today. So Fred will be my guest on Wednesdays live in the Dragon's Lair. So come and hang out with us that night. We'll have probably a pretty interesting conversation. And Fred and his incredible collection. I'm sure he's got plenty of good stuff to show us. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. So come hang out with us. That'd be fun. Projectiles are sharp. Thank you for coming in, Zach Kennard. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Marco. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out tonight. So, I think, oh, Titanium Justin. What's up, TJ? Appreciate you coming in, brother. Rolf, good to see you, my friend. So, quick little bit of information update. So, after what I can only describe to you as what feels like a lifetime with knives sitting in customs, it looks like the updated Gracchus blades are finally going to be delivered tomorrow. So, with that being said, we are going to make some quick swaps, get some videos, pictures, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to be updating our website on that. We're going to be doing a lot of work in the next couple of days. And then they are going to begin going out to a couple of content creators, some pretty big ones. And the announcement for when our pre-order will be had Wednesday night, as long as everything is copacetic with these blades when they come tomorrow. So we will make that announcement on Wednesday's live. What the date is, what the prices are going to be, what the format's going to be, everything like that. We'll go over it all with you on Wednesday. I don't want to let everything out of the bag in case there is an issue. I don't think there's going to be. Best Tech has been really, really good. They have been pretty accurate with everything that we've asked them to do. I've seen pictures. It looks right. So as long as they arrive the way we're expecting them to, I would expect this week is going to be a pretty big announcement. It's going to be a lot of really cool information coming out, and we will actually have some real solid dates. So stay tuned, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's the big news for now. So anyhow, um, what are you guys all up to tonight? What are you guys carrying in your pockets? I actually took everything out of my pockets, and they're all sitting on the table in front of me here. So I don't exactly have anything technically in my pockets, but for those of you who want to know, I had the Gracchus Blurpinkle version today on me. So love this knife. Um, Super cool. Had a lot of fun with this thing. And you can see there is mucky gunk all over the blade. So, yep, I'm using them and everything. So there's that. And then the other thing I had in my pockets today was the tactile archer. And I have been pretty much attached at this thing, like you wouldn't believe. I got this from Lone Star Knife and Supply. So if anybody's looking for a great American made company that deals only in American knives, head over to Lone Star Knife and Supply. They are incredible. Chris is incredible. He's the owner, and he does great deals. Awesome, awesome thing. So let's see, what do we got here? Um, let's see, let's see. Oh, Wicked Dream Designs. What is up? Aloha, brother. Good to see you, my friend. Um, let's see here. Awesome. Definitely going to stay awake for the info on Wednesday. Cool, man. I know we go a little late, so I know some folks are. It's a little late for some folks. I'm just trying to find times that we don't step on people. So that's actually why I went a little earlier tonight. Is I didn't know if Adventure 50 is planning to go on or not tonight, but I figured that if he is going to, I'd give him his live. I don't want to take any viewers from him. So I got a Jack Wolf Big Bro in the pocket. Sweet, that's cool. Flint and steel 15-inch kukri knife. Good lord, man. Are you fighting dinosaurs? That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh man. So so designing. When I design knives, and I'm probably not like other designers because I don't have necessarily a traditional background in that, right? Um, Typically, I start off with a thought. I'll sit there and I will scratch something on paper. And when I say scratch, I'm talking about horrible scratch. And my designs are typically just shells of what something could be, if you will. So here are a few shapes. And this is, ooh, wow, I'm blurry. There we go. So here are a few shapes that I look at, right? And it's just, this is where my brain is going with something. And it's, what do I turn this into, right? So it's nothing crazy. It's ugly as sin right now, but it gives me an idea of where to start with. So this is where my beginnings are, right? And this is where I will begin to scratch out something on paper, figure out what I want. You love the one in the middle? Cool. So appreciate you. You guys are good. Beating your lives. Usually start early to bed, early rise person. Yeah, I get it, man. I understand that. So Chris, I am not drunk. First off, how dare you? You come in here, but you're not even on camera. You're a slacker. That's first. Second is you come in here and then you say draw something serrated, as if, sir, as if. Can you believe the gumption on this guy? If anybody wants to time out Chris, you can. That's good stuff, man. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. I know you're busy with family stuff, so if you want to just kind of mingle in the background, that's cool, man. You can lurk. I don't mind. I'm just figured that it'd be something to do for a little while. So Nocturnal Tornado. Sorry, I missed some TJ, I saw your video earlier, Nocturnal Tornado. Chris got the Nocturnal. I have the water spout version. So very cool little knife. Love the Tornado. I actually carry that thing probably 3-4 times a week. So that's a great little knife. Yeah, get him, Trish, get him. Ramsey silent up in the house, doing his darndest to be the mod of the year, and I think he is in the lead for that. So, Ramsey, appreciate you, brother. You are always solid, and I can't thank you enough. Chris and I really both can't thank you enough for coming in and hanging out and doing the mod work. So, you're the best. What else did I want to tell you guys today? Just letting you all know, I'm 340 subs away from 2,000. Hold on a minute, it ran past me. I'm giving away a chest rig full of stocked with a knife, flashlight, ham radio, and some extra love. Woo! Dang, that is awesome. So if you are not sub to Barbie, make sure that you go over and sub to Barbie EDC. She runs a badass channel, and you should definitely be a part of that. So get in there and get a chance at a really cool giveaway. Congratulations, Barbie. Well deserved. Look, we're trying to work our way towards 1,000 subs right now. So I absolutely know that climb is a challenge, but keep killing it. Keep killing it. You're doing a great job. And if anybody in here is not sub to the Wyvern Kodiak channel, please, I ask you humbly to sub to us, subscribe to our channel. We are working really, really hard at trying to get to 1,000 subs. Not only that, but we have the Gracchus, which is our very own first knife design coming out. So this will be a pre-order that is going to be opening up this month. So very, very cool. We're super excited. Chris and I have worked really hard to get this thing going, and we are finally at the point where the rubber meets the road. So yeah, come hang out and sub with us and keep everything going and everything like that. So on the phone, Daily Gear Guy, JD's in the house. What is up, dude? Thanks, man, for coming in and hanging out. Appreciate you, man. It is definitely appreciated, my friend. So anyhow, let's get to some designing, right? So let's draw a little something. Let's figure out something here to draw. So I'm looking for my stuff. I'm not used to having computers on my drawing table while I'm doing this, so that's always interesting to figure out here. But let me see here. It may not be able to see it great, but I'm going to add this, and there we go. And you can see that there is a hell of a reflection in the camera here. That's terrible. All right, well, you know, you'll be able to see it at least somewhat. So apologize in advance. All right, so let's see here. We're going to start off with some lines here and get this going here. Chris and I tend to be a 3.5-inch blade kind of guys. We're two of us, right? So let's see here. We'll do a little marksy here, and we'll do a little marksy here. And now I have kind of an understanding of where the hell I'm going to go with things as far as sizes go. Chris, you're killing me. A Bowie with a saw on the back. You know, I can't with you, dude. Oh, man. All right. So let's see here. We are going to just start drawing, and we'll figure out where things go from here. So we'll do something like this. And then let's see here. we will do something like this. And yes, you might see my head once in a while. I gotta be able to see what the hell I'm doing here. So, all right. Let's see. Go here. And then let's draw a line here so that we know where the blade is. Let's see. We need a magnifying glass too, and a secret compartment, and a lanyard hole, and 50 feet of paracord. Nice. Let's see. Trying to keep up with everybody here, so apologize if I miss anything that you guys are saying here. I obviously not completely looking at the screen at all times, but you know. Let's see. Slip joint. You know, so Chris's suggestions are all the things I can't stand, right? So therefore, what he's doing is he's just trying to get under my skin to drive me freaking crazy. Yeah, I know, Kelly. I know you're yanking the chain. I get it. Gunmetal James, what is up, buddy? How are you? Thank you for coming in, hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Yeah, I know he's busting my balls. He always busts my. This is what we do. Look, Fred sent something earlier on the phone to me. When I was on the phone with Fred the Lug earlier, he said, you know, Chris seems way more reserved than you. And I just laughed. And I said, only on the lives, right? Only on the lives. Because he's not really a big camera person. He doesn't really want to be on the camera too much. I kind of pull him out of his comfort zone and get him on the camera. But the reality of it is that when he is not on camera, Chris is every bit as big of a firecracker or worse than me. So just telling you right now. Just saying. So, all right. So let's see here. We are going to do this. Right. And then we've got a little circle template here so we can make our toil. Whoops. Let's see here. Let's see what fits. This will work. Boy, oh boy. That is awfully Fenrir of me, isn't it? Yeah, you're a saint my ass, Chris. Shilling cutter dagger. Oh my God. I can't with this guy sometimes. You know that? I should be sainted. I'm just telling you, I should be sainted. Fred the Lug, what is up, buddy? We saw you earlier in here, man. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'll be darned if this don't look very Fenrir-like, don't you think? Nope, I'm not going to make a Fenrir. So let's erase this right now, and let's get out of this groove because I'm not trying to make a Fenrir. So, I feel like I'm in high school all over again, erasing everything. All right, let's see here. Let's change this up a little bit, huh? So let's do this. Let's change the angle here. And then little French curve time. make a Fenrir multi-tool. Nope. Not going to do it, Chris. I am not feeding into your bullshit, buddy. Just telling you. All right. Hang on a second here. Let me see if I can't get this. Trying to get it at least so that you guys can see it a little bit better. All right. Back to work. All right. So there you go. It's a little bit of a different harpoon with a little bit of a Tonto-ish to it, or not. I don't know. What do you guys think on something like this? Make it a little stabby, slicey, Wow, my dog just barked loud as hell. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but yeah. All right. All right. Tonto Poon, I'm all in. There you go. Ramsey's in. You know, Chris, Persian is really, I'm not against the Persian necessarily. I think that there are some really cool Persians out there. But, you know, I'm just not feeling it right now. I'm feeling something different. So you're going to get something different. So that is all. And I'm not listening to you anymore. Mr. Mouse in the house. What is up, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming in, hanging out with us. Let's see here. Let's see here. Got too much crap on my desk here. Let's do this. And then we'll do that. Boy, I flubbed that line, folks. Lion, not a sheep. What is up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, hanging out with us. We appreciate you. I am making chicken scratch on paper, in case you can't tell for yourself. But yeah. So, anywho, let's see here. We'll put a little bit of a slant here, like this. And then how about a little bit of a finger groove in here, like this. Eraser crap all over the place. JD, you're good, man. It's probably gonna miss people. Go edit and do your thing, man. Appreciate you hanging out, brother. I know you're lurking and busy and whatnot, so we appreciate you hanging in, man. If there's something that needs your attention, I will call you out a couple times. Lion, not a sheep. Oh, Sever Seven's live too. I didn't realize that. Damn, I didn't want to step on him. All right, well, if he watches the replay, sorry, Derek. Love you, bro. My bad. All right, let's see here. We are going to take this line down to the handle here. And we will, obviously, this is, blind run, right? Just typically what we do. Starting off, I blind run this, give an idea on here, and then from there I say, okay, how does this fit? And then go from there. So, you know, let's see here. Little bit of a choice. There we go. All right, so now we have a base idea of something. Okay. And then can pretty much assure that this is not going to fit in this handle because this handle shape right here isn't going to work. But that's okay. And that's all right because we can fix it. We can make things better, stronger, and faster. I know how to do such things, or at least I pretend I know what I'm doing. No worries at all. All right. Yeah, T10, buddy. Oh my God. Oh man, you're something else right now, Chris. You're on fire, brother. Micarta, buddy. We're gonna do micarta on this one. So, titanium or aluminum. Aren't you always sick and tired of making super expensive knives? Don't you want to make something that everybody else can enjoy too? Huh? Huh? Sometimes you got to just, sometimes you just got to make something that is a little bit different. That's all. So that's what we're doing. So let's see here. This. Good Lord. Roger Baker, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And thank you for coming in and hanging out with us for a little while. I know that Sever 7's going on as well. So I will have to apologize to him later. I did not realize I wasn't trying to take his space and whatnot. But anyhow, appreciate you coming in. None for now. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. All right. Let's see here. We will do a little swoopy loopy thing here. See how this works into the handle. And go from there. So this is where the fun part begins. So now I have a basic idea of a shape of some sort that I've got here and should probably put some sort of pivot point in place, but we're not going to just yet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to peel this up and I'm going to make a couple quick photocopies of this thing because we're going to cut it out and we're going to find our pivot point in a more quicker manner. So let's start off by getting a couple copies done. And start. There we go. With all the curvy things. Fred, you talking about, well, that's not a ruler. This one, French curve, or my circle template. And then I have, let's see here. I have tons of other templates that come out here. So if I need ovals or triangles or hexangles or anything like that, pill shapes, wave shapes, just weird shapes. I just do whatever. I have something for everything. I've got multiple different French curves and angles and stuff like that. So gives me plenty of stuff to pick from on that. So let me see here. All right. So now we're going to cut this out. And we leave a little extra space and we cut into the handle on these drawings so that it represents space for where a tang will be. And then we can kind of figure out the general idea of where our handle sits, where our pivot point needs to be, things like that. And it gives me an idea of where I have to go and what adjustments I need to make. So this is usually the trial and error phase of drawing these things out. We just kind of blindly go at it and figure it out. And some people have different approaches. And I know, you have somebody like Loot who can start with a simple drawing and then push it into CAD quickly, and then he can maneuver from there, which is great. But I don't do that. So unfortunately, I haven't learned that yet. But I will say that my drawing is going to start winding down for a little while. And the reason why is because I'm going to use the time that I typically spend drawing, and I'm going to start learning CAD. I think I'd like to learn how to do that, and just not enough hours in the day right now to do that and draw and run the channel and do my full-time job during the day and, spend any time with my family and stuff like that. So I'm already pretty stretched thin at this point, and I figured that if I just take some hours from CAD or from drawing and give it to CAD instead, that'd be fine, because I have tons and tons of designs in folders and everything else right now. So I'm not backed up in not having any designs in place or anything like that. Scissors are training wheels for a knife guy. I love you, Chris, but you're pissing me off, man. No, I'm kidding. All right. So now we start figuring this out. So we line these up like so. And now let's see here. If we turn this way, yeah, we're not going to fit. I think this handle actually might be a wee bit on the short side, which would be pretty interesting, but okay. Let's try this. We're going to go right here. Nope, we are not on the short side. All right. But the blade is sticking out the bottom of the handle. So we need to adjust the height of the where the pivot point's going to be. So let's lower that down a little bit. There we go. And now we're fitting in the handle, which is good. It's just that, as you can see, well, actually, you probably can't see from there. So I'm going to blind you all for a second. But as you can see here, the handle is an awful lot of handle left, right? So I have one of two options I can do. I can shorten the handle or I can lengthen the blade. So what are we going to do? Well, I think the quick thing to do is to see where we're at, right? So the first thing I want to do is let's stick this back together and let's see what kind of length we're looking at on this knife as an overall here. And we can see whether or not I want to make this. I know, Chris, I know. You're always going to be longer blade, but we can't always put, monsters out as well. The French curve. Can't always put the monsters out either. We do have to get some reasonable sized knives. So I'm looking at a 3.5-inch blade here and an 8-inch overall knife. So if I were to chop a little bit of the handle off, we'd have a really happy Fred the Lug. So, and I think I want to make Fred the Lug happy tonight. So, what about California, Chris? All right. So let's see here. We have right here is where the blade tip is. And then we can take this back all the way this way. So now, now I have a general idea of what we are up against from a size perspective there. I left my picture in my copy machine here. So now we can go back to the original. And we can see what we're looking at here. And now I need a little more masking tape so that I can stick this underneath. So we're going to get a general idea. Again, forgive me if I'm blinding anybody here. I'm not going to try and blind everybody if it's too bright, but it certainly does help when you have a shadow box like this to trace against. It saves an awful lot of time. So now we have this. Cool. And now, there it is. This. And then, let's see here. Can we get a circle off of this? Yeah, we can. I think we can do it. Cool. Cool. So now we can get rid of the whole ass end of this knife that is excess space, kind of like Chris. Chris is excess space too tonight. So oh my God. You know, I never realized that my business partner and best friend over here was such a damn troll. That's funny stuff, man. All right. So, it's true. It's really true. Fred really does. Every time he gets a call on a call with me, he's like, "You know that Gracchus is too big, right? You know you should make a mini Gracchus, right?" So, I do have a person that whispers in my ear constantly about getting that knife down to like 7.5 inches, and you know, I get it. I get it. It's not. Chris and I are obviously two big guys, and so constantly designing for just us isn't always the best plan. But if we can design for everybody, and that's going to be the key, right? I'm putting my hand right here on this, and I can see I have a little bit of handle left over here. I'm not quite I'm not quite at the edge of the scale here on the blade. So this is going to give a hand our size the space to grab this thing. So I think that that is a very reasonable sized knife overall. And we're looking at now with the adjustments here, we're looking at just uh, just over 7.5 inches. So not bad, not bad at all. So that's cool. That's cool. Clayton's in the house. What is up? Burning Stables Forge, my friend. How are you, dork? Dude, you had me cracking up on that. Um, Dang, I saved for the Gracchus. Give me a little bit for the mini. Dude, so Zach, first off, you don't have to worry about that. That's not going to come like on top, right on top of one another, right? The one knife design that Chris and I OEM is a massive, massive expense, and it's a very long and drawn out process that takes an awful lot of time, takes an awful lot of effort and thought and uh, funds to do. And we don't want to just be a one-trick pony, right? So throwing a Gracchus out on top of a Gracchus, I don't think is the best solution. Chris and I already have design number 2, cut from the herd, and we are pretty sure on who we are going with for the OEM. And prototypes are going to be ordered very soon. So I would say you are probably looking at a 2027 late 27 knife, if not 28, before mini Gracchus is going to be something to worry about there. So whoa, I hit the button and lit myself up. So don't worry about that. I don't want to throw too much at you, and not to mention the fact that with all due respect to people like Lefty, Devo Knives, but those guys dropped like 7 or 8 knives or something last year. Damn, no, we can't afford all of that. I don't think I could do that. It's just not feasible for Chris and I to do that. So I think we're gonna have to take this one step at a time for sure. On the Edge, EDC, appreciate you coming in. How are you, my friend? Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh, damn, Chris. Uh, while I'm on Sam's last nerve, yeah, he's like, "Oh, look, there's a wound. Let me get the salt." Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Outstanding. Ah, that's good stuff, man. All right. So back to the design here. Before I lose complete and utter control of everything. Um, so all right. So now we have a general idea of a position for what we're looking at as far as handle goes. What do we think? You want a thumb stud knife, you want a fuller knife, you want a thumb stud and fuller knife, you want a uh, blade hole, do you want a blade hole and fuller, do you want a blade hole and thumb stud? What do you think? What do you think the idea here for a blade like this? What would you want to see? I'm all ears because to be honest with you, I like all of these deployment methods. So Brad Burkles in the house. What is up, Brad? How are you? Thanks for coming in, my friend. Appreciate you. And then on the Edge EDC, shameless plug. You got some things for sale on the binge. So if y'all are not too busy, head over to the binge. Actually, on the Edge, let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I thought I modded you. Head over, check out what On the Edge EDC has over there. You know, maybe he's got something that you're interested in, and we always try to help our friends out. So if we can buy, and not only that, but buying from somebody in the community, at least you have a way of having a connection with them. So that's always pretty cool as well. And then Ramses, appreciate you dropping in the channels as always. Burkle Cerakote LLC. Check out that one as well. Brad has been knocking out some really cool knives lately. So you want to check out what he's got going on over there. Very, very cool stuff. So make sure that you are sharing the love. And if anybody has not signed up for the newsletter on wyvernkodiak.com, make sure that you're hitting that as well, so that when Gracchus information drops or the next knife information drops or new merchandise information drops, that you are in the know. And then sub to the channels. Make sure that you're subbing to our friends' channels here that are being highlighted by our good friend Ramses Silent. So thank you again, all of you, for coming and hanging out. So back to this. Let's see here. You got anybody? Anybody? Bueller, thumb studs, blade hole, fullers. Anyone? What do you think? What do you think? I think. I think. I think we're gonna go with a thumb stud. I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh, James said a hole. Okay, a hole. Cool. Every deployment method. Fred loves all the deployment methods. He's just like, give me the fidgetiest knife in the history of fidgety knives. Yes, Fred. Yes, I know. We'll make a front flipper out of this thing. We could still rear flipper only. Blasphemy, sir. Blasphemy. We could do a blade hole, but I want to do an interesting blade hole. So let's see here. What do we have in the bag of interesting and fun shapes? Do we have anything cool and fun to make a blade shape out of? Or a blade hole shape out of, I should say. Yeah, we do. A blade pocket. Oh, God. You guys are freaking hilarious. I love it. Oh, man. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. let's do a little nod to our friend McNeese. So let's do this. We're going to make a little smiley face down here. Okay. And then we will make a point up here. And then we're going to draw a line up to that point. Now we have some sort of something there. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't think I like that. It felt better in my head. You ever have one of those moments where it feels better in your head, and then when you put it there, you're like, nah. Well, Chris, I got to be able to see what the hell I'm drawing, man. I said before, I'm sorry if my head gets in the way. That's why I keep moving back so that you all can see what I've done. I mean, hell, do you need to see me drawing a line? That's what I'm saying, Kelly. It felt better in my head, right? Brad knows what I'm talking about, right? You draw something out and then you go, God, this is terrible. And then you got to stop. So let's get rid of this miserable and ugly, disgusting blade hole. And let's get back to finding something different here, because this is atrocious. And I don't think I could live with myself if I put that there. So we're gonna have to more ovalish with a slight hump upwards where the poon portion is. Okay. And I'm just correcting my edge of my scale here so that I know where the heck my lines are. Uh-oh. Don't do that. I need my brush. Get rid of all this stuff. All right. Still got more. Get out of here. All right. Let's see here. An oval shape. Follow the swoop down the spine for reverse flick. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see something here. So let's do something else. Let's try this. Because why the hell not? So let's go down here. And yes, I'll erase more of that stuff in a minute. And this goes here. So let's bring this here. And then it's awesome to see someone create the process that they go through. You know, Roger, I'm glad that you're finding some interest out of this, and I've always thought it was very interesting watching, because every designer has the different approach. You know, for me, it is a very trial and error approach, and then from there, you tend to iron things out, right? You tend to get this will all tighten up 20 iterations into this, right? That's really where I'm going with that is if you see some of the folders that are an inch and a half or 2 inches thick and 300 pages, I mean, that's how many different types of drawings before you finally get to that point. So it's always interesting to watch other people and how they how they go about their drawing processes. For me, it's a very trial and error process, and I think I like that because I save all my drawings. I save all my drawings because I know that later on I can look at these things and maybe the idea for this knife wasn't good, but maybe for another knife it will be. Not every idea that doesn't get used is a bad idea. It's just some of them are not good for this drawing. So, Chris, you're the only one between the two of us that has a lanyard on anything, buddy. So you have some gumption coming in here saying that, pal. Oh man. I got beaten up in the pass around group for having a lanyard on my Arno Bernard, and it was only because I just gotten it and I hadn't taken it off yet. So just saying. All right. So let's see here. Let's take this away. And take this away. Oh my God. All right. Let's do this. Still not liking this thing, but you need to look into getting your own beads. Yeah, you know, uh, Kelly, do you know a place that does it that would do a good job? Like that's the thing is I looked into it and it seems to me like this logo is a little too complicated for a small bead. It might have to be our maker's logo on the bead. And I'm not opposed to it because I mean, we're not going to stop at folders. We are going to make some fixed blades. I think that we are, well, I know we have a couple of designs that we've drawn for fixed blades. And I know I have one with a maker who is talking about making a prototype to see where it goes. And we may do a collaboration together. But I mean, tack the square off the back. Yeah, we're going to get to that on Ramses. It's going to be, we're take the square off the back. You're talking about the hole. You can make it a cyber knife. So no, I hate that truck. Now you've just like inspired me to get rid of this. Now we'll knock some of this off. We'll just get rid of a little bit of this. And again, like I said, this is all trial and error, right? This is where you fiddle with things until you find out some sort of shape that you really kind of like and design, and then you go with that. Sometimes it takes a little while, and sometimes it takes a lot of while. Not gonna lie, I've spent an awful lot of time on some of these. That's a good idea. That is a good idea, Kelly. do like half, like do a Wyvern on one side and a Kodiak on the angle on the other side. I meant, that could be an interesting one. That could be an interesting one. Let's see. Ooh, I might have just come up with an idea. How about that? Sometimes they just pop in your head like little magic thoughts. Did I sound like Bob Ross right there? I felt like I sounded like Bob Ross. It's a happy little tree over here. Maybe it's the sleep deprivation that's making me crack myself up at this point. That's pretty freaking funny. So, that's a lot of funny, actually. Come on, get out of here. All right. So let's do this. Let's figure out, what did we use for this size? We used this size. So now we'll use on this one as well. And then okay. Yes, I know my head is in the way, by the way. I'm trying to accommodate, and I am, in the future, I may do this in a different way, but you know, sleep deprivation gives you life, Robert. I don't know how the hell that gives you life. Sam Ross making happy little knives. That's right, Chris. Now we finally are on ingredients on something. A happy little knife makes everybody a little happier. So let's see here. How does this work? It's a little bit better. We're getting somewhere. We're just not quite there yet, but we're getting there. All right. So let's do this. Let's, ooh, we're tearing our paper. That's not cool. Let's make a couple more copies. And let's see if you are not in agreement with the lanyard hole logo cap. Dude, I don't know. You want me to make a quick decision that's like business affecting while we're sitting here on a live in a blink of an eye without me giving it serious thought about that? I'm not saying that you're not serious about it. I'm just saying I haven't given it enough thought. I have to really kind of, it's not a bad idea. Just not saying it's a good idea yet until I figured this all out. Why don't you ask the group what everybody thinks on that? Would they want a lanyard hole on one of our knives with our logo in there instead of on the pivot cap or something like that? I'm you know me, I'm always oh man, right after you tell us the steel choice. Okay, it's a 3CR. How about that, pal? Because I want to make this, I want to make this a I want to make this a very budget friendly idea. How about that? No. Yeah, there you go. How about that? Cart Balsam's got it. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. So if I'm killing your name, man, I apologize. But they've got the idea. What happens when they want to use a lanyard? Then we have no logo. Are you saying that we should put two logos? We should put one on the pivot cap, and then we should put another one there. Yeah, I think, yeah, let's try that when it is not sharing screen. There we go. So I like it right there on the pivot cap. I think it's a nice spot for it. I think it's it's there and it's visible, but it's not like obnoxiously in your face. So, and you know, I think it came out good like that, right on the pivot cap there. But at the same time, you know, if we do a fixed blade where there is no pivot cap, now we've got to find someplace else to put it. So it is something to think about for sure. All right, well, let's get back to getting these thingies figured out here. So let's get back to cutting out blades and figuring this stuff out. So we will get to those thoughts about pivot caps and lanyard hole caps and all that kind of stuff afterwards. We don't even have the design necessarily that we're putting that on at the moment anyway. So no getting crazy about that. I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. Trying not to cut the fingers off. Josh D, what is up, brother man? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Then I would put it on the pivot cap if the blade was fixed. If the blade was fixed, we're probably going to have to look at either doing it somewhere on the handle or depends on the pin set. Like, I guess you could probably do it on a pin, or you can do it on the blade itself, which Chris and I are really not big fans of, but there are some places on the blades that don't make it terrible. So it's possible that can be done as well. That's what I said, the handle pins. You know, Chris, for somebody who is as active as they are in this chat right now, you could just be on this live with me. Wouldn't that just make it so much more fun? They don't have to read your stuff. They can just hear you busting my friggin' balls. I think that would be a blast. All right. So now we'll cut this out and then we'll make sure that we fit in the handle the way I want. See what part of the blade is exposed when you put them together. So back to the tack board here, and we do this, and we do this, and that is really low. That is really, really low. That was not where I wanted. Let's make this just a smidge on the higher side there. There we go. That's better. But back this off. Okay. So now we are fit into the handle here. And I will do this. Let's see here. Let's move this aside for a sec. Watch everybody's eyes. So now you can see how the blade fits into the handle. So I've got, you know, all the handle space taken up. Blade to handle ratio would be really good on this. And then we have plenty of space up here. So now I can just lop some of this off, and we're going to do it on an angle here so that we can make sure that we leave plenty of space for Fred the Lug's front flipper, right? We want to make sure we have that too. So now there you go. So now we have a knife with plenty of space in here. We've got a whole lot of room right here. So I'm not sure I like the way this blade hole goes past this. So what I'm thinking here is that maybe we just do a very simple oval shape right there. Almost a elongated spidey hole, right? Something like that, to do that. So we can look at something like that. I could even round this off right here and make it like a rounded front flipper. That would work really well as well on that. So lots of options here. Lots and lots of options here. Now, this fits really good into this blade, into this handle. What I would say is I don't really like the rounded ass on this handle though. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make this point to this point here, and I'm just going to straighten it out. I think I like a more geometrically designed handle here. So blade hand, short hand handle is the minute hand. Yeah, it's knife o'clock, Josh. You didn't know? You're late to the party, bro. It's always knife o'clock around here. Oh man, that's funny stuff. All right, let me get my original back. All right, let's get this taped back down. And then we can do this. Oh, I don't like that. All right, I know what we'll do. Let's erase this part here and this part here. And then we can make some small adjustments here by let's see here. All right, let's do that. Let's restore some order around here, huh? Well, that's kind of funky. What do you think? You think that's a little bit better than that rounded ass that was on that thing? I do not like that. or you can leave the butt curved on the scales and add an contrasting color, backspacer, and pivot collar. Oh yeah, we'll probably do that for sure. I think that's for sure a an option, Roger. I like that idea actually. I think a little contrast would be really cool on this one. So that's not a bad idea at all. Let's see. Just trying to play a little catch up here. So forgive me if I've been missing a whole lot of conversation, which I definitely have. Shame on you, Chris. Yes, Trish, I agree. Definitely shame on Chris for breaking my stones while I'm here hard at work while he's being a goddamn slacker. That's hilarious. Let's see here. Let's see. Robin's in here. Apex Carry. What is up, dude? Thanks for coming in and hanging out, man. We are just kind of chilling out and having a little fun and seeing whatever the hell comes out of my pea brain onto this paper. The blade shape is too similar to the Dixon I have. Sorry to say, my opinion. Oh, I lit myself up again. Fred, are you talking about this one? I mean, I don't think this is Dixon like. This is a Tonto. I don't think this is a Dixon. I mean, I I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. So let me know what you think on that one, Fred. I don't know what you're seeing on the the Dixon there, but I don't see it as a Dixon. So handle's definitely different. I think the handle is in my brain. I see an almost Protean-ish, right? Prince Customs Protean-ish like type of handle. So, and then the blade, honestly, I think I see that more. And looking at it, I'm seeing more of like, what's the name of that blade that just came out from Artisan Cutlery? A mousetrap or some crap like that. I don't know what it's called, but it's called mouse something, or I think maybe it's a mouse smasher. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it really quick while you guys are yammering about this looking like a Dixon, which I don't think looks like a Dixon at all. Mousebird. Mousebird? The hell's a mousebird? Let me take this off the screen for a sec here. No, I can't. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I don't think it looks. Yeah, I don't think it looks too much like a mouse bird either. But at least sort of mouse birdie. If there we go. I mean, if there's a knife shape that I think it looks like that. That I can see. But I don't see it as a Dixon. Hold on a second here. McNeese Dixon. I see the part that you're talking about, Fred, right? So I see, let's go back to the screen here. So I could see this up swoop here is a little bit Dixon like, right? I'm looking at it here, but then once you draw down here and it hits the point, it ends there. I don't think I don't think that it's too Dixon like after that. Plus, the Dixon has a more gradual slope up to its peak, whereas mine slopes up, like up more. So, and again, this is the very first iteration of this thing. There will be 60 more of these before this would ever even go to consideration of CAD or anything else. This is just, this is ideas churning through my head, right? That's what this conversation is. This is um, what we do when it comes to stuff like that. It is far more of a um, yeah, I see your DM, Fred, and I see what you're saying, but I also see a whole lot of differences too. I mean, there's strictly a finger choil. Like mine is the choil runs to the handle, right? And then theirs is an actual sharpening choil. So yeah, absolutely, I see what you're saying, but I don't think that that is the same. Um, I don't think it's going to be the same. I think we're definitely looking at. I think it's going to be a way different design by the time this is all done. I think that this is going to be a lot more uh, of a. Um, I think the Dixon is more of a worker knife, right? I mean that thing is a beast and ready to go to work on everything. Whereas I think this thing, I'm looking to make this a little bit thinner, a little bit slicier, is going to be have a front flipper on it, so on and so forth. So, oh, Dylan's in here. What's up, Dylan Mallory? Dillery? Good to see you, brother. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Good to see you. People see similar line and say something, don't listen to them. Yeah, and again, Dylan, like I was saying before, this is really like chicken scratch on paper, right? This is me throwing ideas down, getting people's feedback as I'm going, playing with things. Like this isn't going to look anything like this by the time we get done, right? This is just me collecting thoughts and bouncing some ideas off and spending a little time with the community while we're doing it because it's fun. So, um, that's pretty much it with this. But I mean, you see where I'm going with this as far as the ideas go. I think that's kind of the concept here is just where can we go with this thing? What can we do with it? And um, we when I folded this up before in front of the light, we saw that right here is open, right? But this front half here didn't really look like it worked well. So this finger hole is not a finger hole that's going to be able to stay on this knife. It just doesn't seem plausible to utilize. So we're going to get rid of this for now, and we'll come up with something else, a different idea, because it is a better, it gives you a better understanding of what the space is that you have to work with. So, and then let me see here. We had this before. So let's, oh, you've been here the whole time? Cool, man. Appreciate you, dude. For all you folks that are out there lurking, hanging out, and everything like that, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're not subbed to the channel, make sure you sub to the channel. We appreciate you. We are working our butts off to try and get this channel to 1,000 subs. We are at 879 when we started this live. So I would appreciate any help to try and get to 1,000. And Chris and I have a pretty cool idea of an awesome giveaway for 1,000 subs. So we're gonna we're going to make sure that you guys get a cool pack of a bunch of stuff. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you're not. And we do appreciate and love you all for it. So, all right. So let's see here. So we have this space here, right? This is our space to play with right in here. So when we're looking at that, don't make it a hole, partially hollowed out on each side. Okay, so like Fuller style, Kelly. Is that what you're saying? Do like a Fuller style, or like a ledged window type of thing? Is that what you're saying? We can definitely do that. If you can lurk, you can like. That's right. And if you can dodge a French, you can dodge a ball. Man, I haven't seen that movie in forever. Let's see. Gotta go. Early day in the OR. See you all soon. You got it, Fred. Thanks for hanging in, brother. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And for the feedback, it's always valued. And we look forward to hanging out with you Wednesday, man. So have a good night, my friend. For those of you that missed it, by the way, Wednesday live in the Dragon's Lair, our guest this week is going to be Fred the Lug. So after heavy and difficult negotiations with Fred, we were able to convince him to come on live in the Dragon's Lair. So yeah, no, yeah, I didn't have to negotiate hard. I said, Fred, you want to come on live? He said, what time? I said 9. He said, okay. Fred's gonna be putting some peeps to sleep. Yeah, that's right. You know his profession, then, that's for sure. That's cool. That's funny. All right, so Fullers. You said Fuller, like a window, Fuller window type of thing. So let's see here. We can do that. As a matter of fact, you know what would be really cool? What if we chamfer the handle up here and follow the body line out like that? And then down here, put another one here like this. This way. He's a hypnotist, right? You look into my eyes. You are getting sleepy. That would be hilarious if Fred did that. Live from the OR, not the Dragon's Lair. That would be something. That would be something right there, too. Okay. So far, I actually like the Fuller the best. So I think Kelly might be onto something here. So let's see here. We can darken this line up here just so that you all can see that. Whoops. So I like that a lot better. I think that fits the knife better, in my opinion. I think a nice sharp-edged deep grind on a hollow like that, give it a good edge to flick off of. That would be pretty cool. I think I can get into that faux show. I'm down with that. And then if you take the Fuller, the top line of the Fuller, and you run it along, you know, basically following the body lines, the contours of it, you can actually run that right into the handle there, and that'll make it so that they tie together just fine and dandy. I think that would look good. I actually definitely think that would look good. And then I could put a lanyard hole back here for Chris, because apparently somewhere along the lines he became stupid and like, you know, doing weird crap to our knives. I'm not going to do that. Just telling you. Plus, let's face it, the details of a lanyard hole are not going to go in your first iteration of a knife. But I do think that we could raise this line here and make this a deeper finger spot, finger groove. What do you think on that as well? Let me know what your thoughts are there. I think that would be a spot that we can get into. So here, let me see here. So obviously it's not the same, but if you look at the knife, I'm definitely seeing a little bit of a protein here when I look at this. Chris, for some reason, I'm not feeling the love for you. Yeah, Kelly, get him. You see that? See that? This is Team Sam right here, Team Wyvern on the line right now. Okay, so yeah, stop beating me up, man. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe not follow the fuller all the way to the front of the blade and add more corial. Ramses, you're gonna have to clarify that last word. I don't know if that's supposed to be choil. Yeah. What do you mean I'm losing my mind? No, I guess I'm not following you. What are you on Team Chris tonight? Now that's some bullcrap. I thought we was bros and sisters here, but I see how it is. Oh man. All right. Okay. So yeah, modding 3 channels. She is Team Kodiak. Well, somebody has to be. You're all by yourself otherwise, buddy. Smart ass. So obviously this isn't the same, but when I'm looking at these, I can see some similarities in this handle to this handle here. So what I'm saying is that when we look at the choil here, I can make this a little bit deeper right here and get it so that it's a little more lock-in for your fingers. I could leave it alone. I could slant the finger ramp differently. Lots of choices here. Lots of choices. So, I'm trying to find Ramsey's ask here on that. He said something about not a way to the choil. Maybe not follow the fuller all the way to the front of the blade and add more choil. Add more choil. Okay, I see what he's saying. So just partial fuller over here, maybe? I see. Let's try. Why not? That's what this is for, right? So let's eliminate some of the fullering. Fluing. And Chris had something to say and then eliminated that because he types like the worst ever. You know that I have to decipher an entire language when he sends me a text message? Like, not even joking. It is like trying to speak from another planet half the time. So it's epic. You should see half of our conversations of me trying to figure out what the hell what is Chris saying today. So James, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate you, buddy. You are awesome, my friend. So you have a good evening, and I will catch up with you soon, brother. All right. Let's see here. Mhm. All right. I see where I'm going with this. It's total chicken scratch, but you all signed on for this fun ride with me tonight, and now you get to see all my crazy that I go through. I don't know how some people do it. You know, I talked to Jake, um, who's Happy as Larry is the knife company, and it is. I mean, that guy pumps out designs like an insane number of designs all the time. I mean, he flies through them, and I'm like, I don't know how the hell you do that, dude. Like, I just don't see design the way he does. He's very deliberate in his actions, and I think it's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, I definitely do. I think it's really cool that he's able to do it. I just can't do it. So, you know, Sam, you know Chris has keyboard Down syndrome, so be kind. Yeah, you're probably right, man. Cliff, you're 100% right. See that, Chris? There's tax credit for. Oh shit! That is that's one of the quotes of the night right there, Chris. I appreciate that. I needed that right there, man. Yeah, I uh, I definitely do. I get a solid tax credit for hiring Chris. Um, I was wondering when your first knife sketch was done, were you goofing off in elementary school drawing knives instead of paying attention? No, I didn't draw knives back then, man. Um, I uh, I think my first knife sketch was probably in my 20s. I tried to draw some knives and they got absolutely no place fast. And then it wasn't until I don't know, a year and a half ago that I decided that like I was seriously going to buckle down and like throw a serious knife on paper. And that took a really long time. It was almost 90 hours of pencil and paper time before it went to CAD. So, and that was my first design. So typically they don't take quite that many hours anymore. But I can absolutely tell you that my polished versions on paper are 100% 20 hours worth of work on pen and paper or on pencil and paper. You know, it takes quite a while for me to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to move forward with this to CAD. It takes quite a while for me to iron out all the things, especially when you have, you have a business partner. So this isn't just my view, right? This isn't I draw something, this is where it's going to be. It's I draw something, then I send it to Chris, and then Chris breaks down the knife and says, "Hey, what is this for? Why are you doing this? What are you going to do here? What are you going to do that?" And by the time it's all said and done, he's got his parts into it. I've got my parts into it. We've come to agreements on things. Sometimes we scrap things altogether. And eventually we have a finished product that we turn in to get CAD work done. So it is a very, very long and tedious process. And part of the reason why I want to get into CAD next is because of the fact that I really want to spend some time with the system so that if I can get a basic idea down on pen and paper or pencil and paper, it would enable me to modify things in software rather than modifying things on pencil and paper and then having to redraw over and over and over again. And being able to turn around and say, hey, the pivot is here, and then move the pivot a 16th of an inch one direction or another is a heck of a lot easier in CAD than deleting, or I should say erasing something and then moving it somewhere else or whatever. I mean, right now it's just a pin in paper or a pin in cardboard, but when you're dialing this thing in and you're really making a polished, finished product, it's going to be a very different creature. So, you know, that's just the process. So, I don't know. So, anyhow, um, that's my process, folks. I'm, I'm good with what I've got right now for the time being. It's it's a good start. Gives me some ideas. It gives me a couple of more um, things to think about. I'll probably start all over again and draw 5 or 10 different more versions. And then I'll look at all of them together and start to pick out the parts and start to mix and match. And that's when you're going to start to see a finely refined drawing and polished product where the end result is going to be clean lines, make sense, all that kind of stuff. And 66 too old to learn CAD? Hell no, man. I don't think 66 is too old to learn CAD. I don't think you're ever too old to learn any. Oh, there you go, Dylan. I guess my chats, you're right on point, Dylan. Um, no, man, it's just a matter of whether or not you want to be dedicated to it, in my opinion. I think if you're willing to put the time in and you have a genuine interest in it, I think you'll learn it. If you're just learning it for the sake of learning it and whatever, you might lose interest in it and that might not stick with you. So it's just a matter of what your level of passion is for it. But I think you can learn anything at any age for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions to all rules, right? And um, people that get older and slow down. My grandmother, in her 80s, when she started to forget things and whatnot, that probably wouldn't be a good time to try and learn CAD. But yeah, 66, always looking for things to entertain your brain. Hell yeah, man. Keep sharp. And I think that it's, you can find a lot of good passion in it. And obviously, CAD doesn't just limit you to knives, right? I mean, you can draw all kinds of cool stuff and you can make things for 3D printing files and you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. So I think I think it's an awesome system. I used to know older, like, and I'm aging myself here, but I learned the very first time I learned CAD was in 1994. And I was an architecture student in high school. And I learned AutoCAD for designing houses. But dude, that is something so different than CAD these days, and the fusions and the things like that. It's a night and day difference. So you're going to be the first Kentucky Derby winning jockey in his 50s. You're also going to be the first jockey that weighs over 127 pounds too. So is the horse going to ride you, Chris, or are you going to be riding the horse? So I just want clarification on that, you big ogre. Knives are knives for life. Wow, I almost misread that. Knives for life. I can draw on paper, but I have a lot of fixed blade designs. That's cool. There are fixed blade designers and only fixed blade designers. I think there's nothing wrong with that. We have some fixed blade designs, but we're mostly folding knives. I think that that's where Chris and my particular passion leads towards with our stuff, but that doesn't mean that it is wrong. I mean, I think it's really cool to see fixed blade designers. I mean, there's some really cool ones out there. So that's right on there. Chris coming in on a Clydesdale. Yeah, no, Chris is a Clydesdale. Who are you kidding, Cliff? I am new to it and only 12. All right. That's cool, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that you start off somewhere. There's nothing wrong with starting off with something simple like pencil and paper, fixed blades, figure out geometries, handles, what works for ergonomics and things like that, and go from there. Right. Then, if you want to get into folders, you can, or you can just make some really crazy fixed blades. Right. I think there are some super cool ones that are out there and some ones that are look at the one that Stasa just designed, right? I mean, his is absolutely awesome, right? I think what is it called? Inferno or something like that. So I think that's a banger for sure. So I mean, yeah, you have 15. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, keep drawing, man. Keep drawing, keep learning, keep designing. Um, you never know where it takes you. Follow your passion. You're definitely young enough, so that's cool. On the edge, 3D printing is fun. Hit me up if you have questions. Yeah, Robin is a beast on the 3D printer. He just 3D printed a bunch of stuff for me. So shout out to Robin, by the way. Appreciate you, brother. If you if anybody needs something 3D printed or has questions on 3D printing, Robin does a killer job. You should definitely reach out to him. He's um he's really really good. My sister's EMS and one dedicated to her. Cool. Cool. Right on, folks. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to head off here. I'm going to call it early night. I've been on for a couple of hours. One more time, smash that sub button. If you haven't, hit that like button as well. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight. Stay tuned. I believe that the Gracchus pre-order information is going to be announced on Wednesday for what date we're going to open up pre-orders, as long as everything is good with the blades when they come in tomorrow. So really exciting news. We'll have all the pricing. We'll have all the details. We'll go through everything with you all on Wednesday. And, so stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hangout was very cool tonight. And if anybody, let me know what you all think about this, by the way. Drop some comments once I shut this off. Just throw a comment in the video for me. But let me know if you want me to come back and do this again or something like that. I think this was a lot of fun. It was just something different to spend a little time with you guys and see it from a different angle of what Chris and I do. So, Mallory, thank you, buddy, for coming in. Cool stream. Take care, all. Appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, just let me know what you think. If you want to see me come back and do this again, or you want to hang out and do this again sometime, appreciate you. Kais for life. Thanks for coming in, man. Keep it up. Thank you for coming in. If you want to come in and again, hang out with us. Appreciate you. That's awesome. So, all right, everybody. You all have a great night. Hope you all had a great weekend. Have a killer week. Come hang out with us Wednesday nights or Wednesday night with Fred the Lug, Wednesday nights. And that's it, man. So be good. Take care. You have a good night. Take care. Bye. See ya.